HOAs, what a fun topic to talk about, right? Either you love them or you hate them. So today we'll give you a little breakdown of the purpose of an HOA and most importantly, what you should look out for if you're considering buying or even renting a home in an HOA. Hi there, I'm Lisa.
I'm Jessica.
And thanks for tuning in. Home ownership in HOA communities, also called membership communities, binds you to the association's covenants, conditions, and restrictions, or CC&Rs. The associations also have legal powers such as placing a lien on your home, imposing fines, or suing you for not complying with the rules. HOAs were actually created by homeowners, and they were probably created to be able to maintain and upkeep the values of the community on a large scale for an entire neighborhood. Here in the Prescott area, we see all different types of HOAs.
Okay, so let's review some important things to know about HOAs. First, there are the Homeowners Association covenants, conditions, and restrictions, or most commonly known as CC&Rs. Homeowners associations create CC&Rs and enforce them. Before purchasing a home in a community with an HOA, make sure you ask your title company or the HOA for the CC&Rs. If you are already in contract on a home, you will receive these documents as part of the escrow process. Some examples of the restrictions and rules you might see are limits or requirements for paint colors on the home, siding and roof colors and materials, parking RVs or trailers in the driveway, fencing height and placement, visitor parking, vacation rentals, long-term rentals, yard decorations, yard work, and what types of plants you can put in the front yard. Additions, running a business out of the home. If you can't find the CC&Rs on the HOA's website, ask your title company to acquire them for you or get them by contacting the HOA directly. Just know that if you are not in escrow on a home, you may need to pay for these documents since it does require time and an in-depth search to be performed by the title company. Be sure to confirm that the documents is up to date with the most recent addendums before you proceed too far into the buying process.
The rules and regulations of any particular HOA are unique, so don't rely on secondhand information or your experience at other developments, and for sure don't rely on being alerted to any lingering issues between the association and a current owner of a house that interests you. Ask the HOA and find out for yourself.
The second is Homeowners Association fees. Homeowners associations need funds to operate. They gather these funds through fees paid by community members, and some can be quite high. Fees can differ even within a development due to variations in square footage, location, and orientation, or if it's a townhouse, condo, or single-family home. Most MLSs include HOA fees in the property listing. So when you're looking at homes, be sure you review this information. Websites like Zillow and Realtor.com may have these listed, but they don't tell you all the details. You should also find out how often fees have increased over time and by how much. If you can obtain a printed history of HOA dues by years for the past 10 years, that would be great. HOA increases are generally mapped out a few years in advance using estimates of the future cost of utilities, labor, and maintenance. Homeowners Association amenities. Find out what the fees are paying for and determine how they will affect your household finances. Remember that you'll pay for these perks such as recreational facilities, whether you use them or not. HOA fees generally increase annually, but for new developments, they may go down slightly over time as more homes are added to the development and more homeowners are available to share the HOA's fixed costs.
Third is Homeowner Association operations. When you buy in an HOA, you're agreeing to a bundle of legal obligations and entitlements. Check the hours for amenities such as the pools and the tennis courts to determine if they work with your schedule. Check the rules and fees that pertain to your guests or friends and family using the facilities. Learn everything you can about meetings, voting, inspections, notifications, fines, and how the board communicates with its members.
Number 4 is the Homeowners Association finances. An HOA may adopt one of several approaches to financial management. These choices mainly affect how it funds unexpected expenses or capital investments like replacing an HVAC system in a common area. Now let's talk about reserves. Some associations might keep a large cash reserves to pay for maintenance, repairs, or other issues. Others might have lower fees, but rely on special assessments to cover unexpected expenses. Here's how the assessments work. When a major expense such as replacing a roof on a clubhouse, updating gym equipment, or resurfacing tennis courts come up and the HOA's reserves lack the funds to pay for it, the association may charge each homeowner a special assessment. These assessments can run into thousands of dollars, so this is something that you really want to explore. What about the HOA's financial plans? Developments often draw up multiple years for plans for repairs and capital investments, including their annual cost and the expected balance in the reserve fund when the expenditures will be required. Ask to see the HOA's financial documents and pay special attention to how well the needed expenditures line up with the reserve fund balance. Ask if any special assessments are planned in the future.
Number 5, how do HOA fees affect your mortgage? When contemplating a property purchase and a planned development, mortgage lenders will factor in the impact of the HOA dues on your overall finances. Just as they do with property taxes, mortgage lenders will consider your monthly HOA fees when deciding how large a mortgage you can afford. Higher HOA fees could leave you with a smaller amount to spend on your house than choosing a property with low or no fees. Your prospective lender can provide the mortgage payment figure, and you should already have the property taxes and HOA fee numbers.
Number 6, HOAs do have legal powers. As in many communities, disagreements arise within a planned development, sometimes over residents bending or breaking the rules. Before you buy, explore how rules are set and enforced and what penalties are imposed against rule breakers. HOAs are legal entities, some are businesses, and some are nonprofits, and have the legal right to enforce rules and issue punishments for the rules that are not being followed. Fines and sanctions can be strict in some HOAs. The outcomes may include being fined or sued or having the HOA place a lien on your property. Pay particular attention to whether the HOA can foreclose on your property for not paying HOA dues or fines resulting from CC&R violations. Ask about the process for resolving any conflicts and how the HOA manages additions to or amendments to the rules. Request a list or other accounting of conflicts and rule violations the association has had to resolve. If that information doesn't detail lawsuits, ask about those. Be sure to check for any past, present, or pending lawsuits involving the HOA. Also review the outcome of these cases.
Number 7, homeowner association reputation. Since the association essentially serves as a hyper-local government for the community, it pays to look into how it runs and how well those people function together. It's common for HOAs to be overseen by community residents who hold their positions as volunteers and are elected by association members. However, some associations are managed professionally. Here are some steps you can take if a private company manages the HOA. Investigate its reputation before buying. If the HOA has some employees or companies to which it contracts out tasks, ask about these entities and their work. Preferably, you talk to ones who are not on the HOA board and have lived in the building or community for several years. How well does the board function together? Are differences in opinion usually handled civilly and constructively? Be alert for indications of frequent, even perpetual drama. As with other governing bodies, HOAs can be hampered by egotism, power plays, and petty politics. Schedule time to speak with the HOA president. This will help you get a sense of whether you want this person making decisions on your behalf about the development. Ask the president about interest among residents serving on the board. Is there high motivation to do so or relative indifference? This conversation may also motivate you or not to serve on the board yourself one day, a move that would require getting elected and giving up some of your free time for your new responsibilities.
Number 8, HOA insurance responsibilities. Insurance provisions within a planned development can be divided. For example, the HOA might cover some perils or areas with homeowners held responsible for the coverage of others. Check whether the HOA provides additional coverage as a perk for owning within the development. Insurance requirements vary by state, so check the law for the state you'll be living in for precise requirements. Then confirm the HOA for the property you're considering is adhering to those requirements. These are often mandated by state law. For example, in some states, a condominium HOA must insure all common property, which includes every part of the building up to a unit's unfinished drywall. Meanwhile, the homeowner is responsible for insuring all personal property within their unit, including appliances, flooring, cabinetry, window treatments, and the like. Catastrophe insurance. Catastrophe insurance is critical if you're considering a purchase in an area prone to major natural disasters such as floods, earthquakes, blizzards, wildfires, tornadoes, or hurricanes. You should also confirm if this additional coverage extends to the areas that are the homeowner's responsibility under the HOA rules.
Here are pros explained. Consistency of neat and well-kept neighborhoods. Homeowner associations ensure a community maintains a specific level of decorum and presentability. Often they are very nice neighborhoods to live in. Amenities for members. Communities with HOAs can have amenities like community pools, playgrounds, or common areas to gather in. Rules keep the peace. In a community with an HOA, you have somewhere to turn other than calling the police if there's a dispute with a neighbor. These associations might have the authority to mediate conflicts and take actions that can influence better behavior. Here are some cons explained. You're required to abide by the rules. Buying a home or residence in an HOA community seals you into an agreement to follow those rules, even if you disagree with them. Failure to follow the rules often leads to fines or the HOA taking other actions against you. They can be expensive. Fees for these associations can be steep, so you should ensure your budget for the extra expenses. They can be aggressive. Some HOAs will give you a notice for the slightest infraction. The bottom line, living in a planned community and being governed in part by the rules of an HOA can be a mixed blessing. It offers the prospect of exchanging some control over your home for the reduced responsibilities of maintaining areas around it and for the benefit of enjoying shared amenities and security. However, you will need to be comfortable trading the diverse look of a typical neighborhood for a more uniform appearance and the work it requires. How well you embrace those trade-offs will contribute to how happy you'll be in a planned condominium or a planned and uniform development. If you decide to proceed with a purchase, be sure to talk to professionals, including a real estate agent familiar with the planned development and its HOAs.
If you're thinking about moving to the Prescott area or planning a trip to visit to see if it's the right place for you, we can help you get to know the place we call home. If you're ready to start your search for your Prescott area home, go to PrescottRealEstateAndLiving.com. Maybe you're looking to move and need some professional advice? Give us a call. We can talk to you about our unique marketing strategies to help you get your home sold. We appreciate when you like and subscribe to the channel because it helps others find information about Prescott. Tune in to home tours, neighborhood tours, buyer and seller tips and tricks, real estate sales stats, the best things to do in the Prescott area, and more.
Check the comments below for our contact information and to request buyer and seller guides or a relocation package. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.